I wanted to give you a short video on how to install a nuke, not in the spring, but in the summer. And it's slightly different, just so that you don't get a swarm when you get a nuke that's really going good and you put her in the middle of a flow. So I just delivered a few nukes, and it's June. A June nuke will be slightly different than your early April, May nukes. In April and May, you have really cool weather. Right now, my weather is temperature-wise, it's 80 something degrees, and the feel-like temperature is 95. I'm in the middle of a flow of popcorn. I have not fed my nukes. I gotta put her in a 10 frame. So just like you brought home the nuke, this is how I would do it, and take it with however you wish. This is how I do my nukes. Know your area, know your temperatures, and know your flow. So, I'm foundationless. I put a frame up against the wall. My bees are not going to get cold to be able to have to take and put the brood together. That's one of the things you probably learn in your classes, is keeping your brood together. I do not have foundation that separates them, and I don't have, at this time of year, you don't have the temperature problem. So separating your brood, they're not going to die of cold or even a cold snap, unless maybe you're way up in Canada or something like that. So this nuke is not only brood, but she's been putting up honey. So she's going to be honey bound really, really fast. And she's building on the walls. And she's building on the bottom. If you can see that, it's all capped honey, extra comb building, and then her brood. What I want to do is open up the brood nest so that she feels the air and that she doesn't decide, I'm so confined that I swarm 2 weeks after I put in my nuke. So I think I would do this even with foundation, and maybe not open it up as much with foundation, but you definitely need to open up the brood nest. So again, here's an open frame. I would probably put foundation right there. It's up to you, but you have to learn your hive. So you can move one in. Next frame. All brood, overbuilding, and I'm leaving that for now. The nice frame of brood. So this temperature, no one's gonna get cold. It's not gonna have a die off, and she's got plenty of bees to keep everything going. So I have an empty, a drawn frame, an empty, and a drawn frame. Okay, this is tricky because I'm foundationless. This has a big patty of drone comb, and I'm gonna leave it. Sometimes I cut that out. Worker, worker. I put that in the middle. and I'm going to mark it with a D so I know that there's drone in the middle just from looking down, and I can decide later to cut it out or whatever, move it to the wall. Last frame, all brood. She just went running. There she is. Can you see her? I'm going to bring it up on her. Those gold legs, dead giveaway. But she's looking for a place to lay. To keep her in this nuke longer, I've actually pulled probably 2 frames and given them to some other smaller hives or made nukes with them. Now I have the extra frames that can just go right up next to them and let her start building. Now, if you're a new beekeeper, you can get her started with your empty on the wall, your drawn comb, your 1 empty, and then the 3 or 4, that she was only 4 frames, and let her get started. In 1 week, peek and see that she's building these frames, at least 1. She may start here, she may start here. Once she starts building, you don't have to wait too long. You can take your frame and open it up again and slip that down in the brood nest. From what I understand, a lot of people are taking all 5 from the nuke and setting them right up against the wall and putting the 5 empty on the other side. If she's already confined by her honey, if she's already feeling confined, she's going to go ahead and swarm. She's not looking for that open space. You've got to move a frame in. If you want to put them all up against the wall, you have to move at least 1 frame in. If I thought that these were really well built, and this one wasn't just a partial, I would move another one in. You can checkerboard. 1 full, 1 empty, 1 full, 1 empty, 1 full, 1 empty. You want to go slow? Go slow. But keep an eye on it. Because when you get a nuke in a flow, she's full of cap brood, and then you just keep her confined up against the wall, she may not feel that she can move through. Each queen is different. Hedge your bets. Move an empty in. Whether it's got your Duracomb, your foundation, or your foundationless. I have to be careful because that's foundationless. If I put it next to drone comb, a lot of times she builds drone comb. So, summer nukes are different than spring nukes. You don't have to worry about the cold, but you do have to worry about the flow and her backfilling and feeling confined. Give her space, open her up. And that's it. Happy beekeeping.